Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast. Welcome, Sunnies, to Beaming Light. I am Danita. Beaming stands for bold, enlightened, aware, mature, insightful, nurturing, grateful. Light stands for loving, intelligent, generous, honest, and tactful. Welcome to my channel where I talk about my personal experiences, relate them to song lyrics and the song lyrics to Bible verses to make it make sense in today's society. Yes. I start off with waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast. I gotta work on my breath support when I sing. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Waterfalls. Song about just, taking your time, not living that fast life, right? Slow and steady wins the race. I was listening to Control J earlier. Y'all, today I'm having some occupational hazard moments, so bear with me. I was listening to Control J earlier, and she was just talking about how slow and steady wins the race, and that's true. Slow and steady wins the race. And here's the thing: like when you receive things quickly, they go quickly. Like fast money goes fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's always, and not all money is good money. So you really have to use your discernment and your intuition to understand like which way is going to lead you to being closer to God and not only provide you what you need, but gets you closer to the kingdom of heaven. We live in a society where there's a lot of pressure. Oh, it is big pressure. It's pressure to get married. It's pressure to buy a home. It's pressure to have kids. It's so much pressure, right? Before my mom passed, maybe like 5 or 6 years before she passed, she was like, when are you going to have a kid? I'm ready for a grandchild. And I was like, I'm not. No. And she was like, why not? I'll help you. Oh, gosh, it's about to make me cry. And if she was here, she would still be asking me the same questions. But, I'm thinking like, no, I wasn't ready for that. And even our parents can put pressure on us to do certain things, and it's like you want to please your parents, you want to do right by them. But, when you're an adult, there's a balance, right? You have to take the skills, the strategies, the information that your parents gave you, and you have to balance that out with God. Because like I said before, parents can give bad advice, family can give bad advice, friends can give bad advice. So you have to use discernment and your intuition to figure out, okay, like this is what I'm going to take and this is what I'm going to leave on the wayside. One thing I could say that how can I say this? I want to make sure I choose my words carefully. One thing I could say is I really try my best. Like when I notice a situation or notice things that maybe some people wouldn't pick up on, I really try to handle the situation in the best, like the most mature, respectful, and honorable way, right? I really try to move with grace, dignity, and class. Even though I wear my hip hop shirts, you know what I'm saying? I really try to uplift the morals and the values that my mom instilled in me in an early age. And this, like I said, you have to train up a child the way you want him to go. So when he's old, he won't depart from it. And so because like Y'all, when I was in high school, her whole thing was like, you can't go. Like, my mom was very strict. Y'all, I couldn't do nothing in high school. You can't go on dates. You can't. You ain't gonna come back pregnant. So, like, those talks, right, turned me off of when she kept asking me, like, as I got older, like my late 20s, like, when are you gonna have a baby? And it's like, because remember in high school, you told me not to come home pregnant. So, you know what I mean? It just stuck with me, you know? But that's a huge commitment. You gotta be ready for something like that. I don't even think I got into the topic. I'm rambling. We're going to look at Exodus chapter 4, verse 10 through 17. You can have an outstanding life by not chasing waterfalls. Again, you can have an outstanding life by not chasing waterfalls. Outstanding is a song by the Gap Band, and Waterfalls is, of course, TLC. Rest in peace, Lisa Lopez. But yes, like we don't realize like how words really impact people. How they can frame someone's thought process, right? Words are powerful. Let me show you. Remember, I talk about this all the time. Okay, so words are powerful. Actions speak louder than words. Intentions define character, and your energy confirms your character, right? So you can say something, right? And that holds power, that holds weight. That's why yesterday I told you guys, you have to really start choosing your words wisely now. Actions speak louder than words. Like, choose your words wisely, but let your actions speak volumes. Like, yes, sometimes in the heat of the moment, we get frustrated, we get angry, we got to vent it. And it's healthy to vent and get it off your chest instead of holding on to that, because that can just build up. Your intentions define your character. So as you're moving, the intentions in your actions are going to define your character. And the energy behind what you're doing is going to confirm your character to other people. A lot of people are unable to really read energy. So you have to really, you just have to just move slow. If you feel like you're not sure about a situation or how to move forward, just take some time, take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and move forward. You don't want to chase waterfalls. You don't want to get into a space where you're feeling. You don't want to get into a space where you're feeling like things aren't happening as quickly as you want them to happen. So you start going outside, you start seeking elsewhere, you start making bad moves, irrational moves, quick moves that can really change the path of your whole life. Y'all, like it's true, like one move in a right or wrong direction can really impact your life. It can. It may seem like it doesn't in the moment, but it really can have a long-term lasting effect if you're not moving correctly. For example, okay, today I went to Out of the Closet, right? I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Out of the Closet. I first heard about Out of the Closet when I lived in California. And it is a place, it is a amazing thrift store if you like to thrift. It also, at the top of the store, in New Orleans on Magazine Street, they do free STD checks. And I was actually talking with the staff today about STD checks and prevention, and just like asking them, do they have like a day where they go out into the community or like go to different college campuses or something to offer this service? And they're kind of like, yeah, no, not really. It was like something that they're looking to do. And I don't know, for some reason, God has put this on my heart that this is something that needs to be promoted, especially in the Black community. This and mental illness awareness. The reason I say that is because this is gonna sound terrible. All right, so I keep it all the way real, so I'm just gonna say it the best way I can say it, and it's gonna be blunt, and it just is what it is. We have a lot of trauma within the Black community. We do. We have a lot of trauma. And sometimes we are aware of the trauma and sometimes we aren't. Sometimes we feel like the trauma or the drama. The trauma the drama comes with trauma, right? And vice versa, trauma comes with drama. So we're used to that. Like, that's just something we see on a regular basis. It's a norm for a lot of African Americans to see that. Chaos and confusion. And some people thrive in that. If someone tells you they thrive in chaos and confusion, stay away from that person, please. Like, that's my word of advice. Take it or leave it. Because someone who thrives in chaos and confusion, that's like the devil. Because that's what the devil operates out of. But we're so used to it in our community that we think is norm. Or if we see somebody that gives us a little bit of something different, it's like we can attach ourselves to that person because we feel like, oh my gosh, the person is a safe space. And sometimes that person is not a safe space. You know, and that's where your intuition comes in. That's where discernment comes in. This is why prayer and connecting with God is so important, so you can understand who is a safe person and who is not safe. And I mean that in every sense of the word. When I was younger, my mom used to always tell me, not only to not get pregnant, but she used to always tell me, you know, when it's time for you to start, you know, being intimate with someone, you need to use protection, because you may think you know that person, but you really don't know that person. And you don't know who they're dealing with or what's going on. Like, because let me tell you something, Sunnies, guys and girls. Someone can tell you all day that you're the one. Like, that's what my ex did, right? No, I'm not cheating. Like, why would you ask me these questions? I don't like when you ask me these questions. That's because he was a liar. He's a liar. But, you know, he would just like try to say that, like, or pacify me. But I knew, you know when something's off. But what people try to do is, like, when you tell them how you feel, and I know this is a lot in our Black community, when you tell someone how you feel because your feelings are valid, how you feel is how you feel. When you tell someone how you feel, sometimes in the Black community, they gaslight that, or we gaslight and say, well, I don't know why you feel that way, or I'm sorry you feel that way, or like, you need to tell your feelings how to feel. And it's like, no, like, I feel how I feel. I'm not going to tell my feelings. Like, that's that like training your brain to respond or react to something differently. But your natural intuition, your natural reaction, your natural instinct, that's what you should go with. Go with your first mind. Have you ever done something simple? You're leaving out the house, right? You know you need gas. You're like, man, I need gas. And like something, just go ahead and get it right now. And you're like, yeah, no, but I'm gonna wait, right? So that's like that devil coming into play. You just wait. And then, like, you run out of gas somewhere. It's like, I knew I should have went and got gas. I knew I should have took the interstate to work today. I knew someone was telling me to take the surface streets. I knew it. That's God speaking to you. That's your intuition. He's telling you, he's giving you what you need to move forward in a productive way in life or about your day, but you're not listening to him. You're trying to use logic, right? And we know God is not always centered around logic. God is not always centered around what's rational. Like, God works in very mysterious ways. Now, let me make this clear. I'm not saying that things, like everything that it is irrational is God. No. I'm not saying that everything that's illogical is God. No. What I'm saying is, sometimes we want it to make sense and we believe it because we want to believe what someone is telling us. But in our mind, our first instinct or that inclination we have in the beginning, that was God warning you. That was him telling you no. How you feel is how you feel. But now you allow someone to get inside your head and say, well, you need to do this, and make you feel like you're the problem. You're not. You're not the problem. The problem is that whoever you're feeling like is this safe space for you, they're not really making you feel safe. And they're probably not a safe person. And I go back to my example with my ex. He was trying to make me feel like I'm the problem, but it's like, no, I'm not the problem. This is not a safe space because you're not a safe person. And instead of just telling me that, you would rather make me feel, or put the blame on me, right? Make me feel like it's my fault or I'm doing something wrong. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm expressing to you how I feel. And for this to be a safe space, I need someone to understand, like, okay, like, I understand how you feel. I'm going to monitor that, or like, I'm going to try to change it, or I'm going to see, you know what I mean? Like, someone is going to work with you. Like, they're going to, because they want you to feel safe. But when someone tells you, like, no, it's you, like, you need to tell your feelings how to feel, like, I don't have time for this, and like cut you off, and very rash and angry and upset or defensive, they're not a safe space. They're not a safe space, because someone who truly loves you is not going to be defensive. They're not going to get mad. They're not going to just be like, okay, bye, because they want you to chase them. Y'all, a lot of people do that. Men and women, they play this game where it's like, okay, well, bye. Like, I don't want to be with you no more. And they do it very abruptly. And you're just like, everything was going so good, and it just all of a sudden disappeared. It just stopped. Why? Why did it stop? Why did it stop? Excuse me. And it stopped because that person wasn't a safe space. And now they're putting you in a position because they want you to run after them. They want you to chase them. I don't know about y'all. I ain't chasing no fucking body. I ain't chasing nobody. You're going to be running in circles chasing your own self. I'm not about to chase you. That's crazy. No. I'd rather be alone. Like, no. But a lot of people do that. So you have to be mindful of that. And here's my thing. It's like, if someone can do that to you, there's no limits. They're going to push your boundaries. They'll put you in situations to make you feel uncomfortable. And a lot of people do this too. Like, they'll put you in a situation to make you feel uncomfortable, and then make you question or feel different. Like, well, I mean, like, if you can't be secure with yourself, and it's like, just because you ask someone a question doesn't mean you're insecure. You're just asking a question. But when somebody starts accusing you of things, that's insecure. Especially if it's like, you're not doing anything, right? Like, or they're believing lies. Like, my ex believed a whole bunch of lies, and now it's like, you were really cheating because you believe these lies. But he was doing it before. It doesn't even matter. That's why I can't. So you gotta really just use discernment with everybody. Stay on a high frequency, stay on a high vibe, give people a shot, but don't let them disrespect your boundaries. Because when you allow somebody to disrespect your boundaries, you're disrespecting yourself. And that's true. That's word. God like said word. That's word on God. Like, God said word is bond. Like, when you allow someone to disrespect your boundaries, you're disrespecting yourself. You're doing yourself a disservice. You're self-sacrificing, and you're giving that person permission to sacrifice you. I just worry about humanity, y'all. I really do. I feel like as I get older and I start to see things clearly, and like the veil of ignorance has been lifted, I get really passionate about uplifting our society, because I want us to all do well. I don't think anyone should have more. Like, it's not to say I don't think you should have more than the other person. I just think that people should just be happy and be okay with where they're at in the moment. Would I love to live the lavish life? You know, of course. Who wouldn't? But am I content with what God has provided with me? And am I satisfied in my joys and my peace? Yes, I am. Just really be careful, Sunnies. Be careful out here. People wear a lot of masks, and people will change the mask to fit the situation that benefits them. But don't ever disregard your boundaries. Don't let people cross your boundaries. When someone continues to push your boundaries and you allow them to push it, they're going to just keep pushing it further and further and further. And you're going to be in a situation where you feel like, I don't even know how I got here. I don't even know how I allowed this to happen. I don't even know what I was thinking of in that moment. And what I would hate is that someone does something in a moment because they weren't true to themselves and their boundaries, and they have a major life change. Oh, that's confirmation the dogs are barking. Something like terrible happens. So we gotta stick to the waterfalls. Let's look at our Bible verse, Exodus chapter 4, 10 through 17. All right, it says, Moses said to the Lord, pardon your servant, Lord. I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue. The Lord said to him, who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will help you speak and will teach you what to say. But Moses said, pardon your servant. Lord, please send someone else. Then the Lord's anger burned against Moses, and he said, what about your brother Aaron the Levite? I know he can speak well. He is already on his way to meet you, and he will be glad to see you. You shall speak to him and put words in his mouth. I will help both of you speak and will teach you what to do. He will speak to the people for you, and it will be as if he were your mouth and as if you were God to him. But take the staff in your hand so you can perform the signs with it. God will give you signs. God will give you signs that things are a red flag or things are awkward with someone. Like, you just be like, that don't even make any sense. Like, that don't make any sense. Something is off. You will feel it. You'll feel in your spirit that something doesn't sit right. And when you feel like that, question it. And if the person is getting defensive or refuses to answer the questions and is disrespecting your boundaries, that's not a safe space. That's not a safe person. And you deserve a safe space. You deserve a safe person. You know what I got? This image just popped in my head. Y'all remember school days? Big Brother Almighty. I want to be a gamer man because only a gamer man is a real man. G5G. Remember? Spike Lee. Who doesn't like Spike Lee movies? I'm thinking about Big Brother Almighty. And I don't know, what was Tisha Campbell's role? I forgot. But Big Brother Almighty was pledging Spike. I forgot what his character's name was in the movie too. He was pledging him, and like Spike was a virgin, and Big Brother Almighty kept saying like, I'm not pledging a virgin. I'm not pledging a virgin. I'm pledging a virgin. And Big Brother Almighty planted a seed in his girlfriend's head, like in Tisha Campbell's head, and was like, I need you to do me a favor. I'm not pledging any virgins. He didn't straight up ask her, but he like alluded to it, right? And so like, because she was so in love with this guy, Big Brother Almighty, she went and had sex with the pledgee, because Big Brother Almighty said he's not pledging anybody that was a virgin. So she goes in and has sex with him because that's what she felt like her boyfriend wanted her to do. And then after she did it, the boyfriend dumped her and gaslit her and was like, I never told you to do that. And she's like, no, but you said. And he was like, I never said to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? If y'all don't know that scene, y'all need to go watch it. It's a really good movie, and it teaches you a lot about the Black college experience. But yeah, something, I don't know why, but that stuck out in my head. But that's how people will make you feel, like, you know, you're trying to read between the lines, and even though they're not really flat out asking you, they want you to read between the lines. And then when you act on that, then it turned against you. Like Fab said, it's no more talking to manipulators. They say one thing, do another thing, and then they come back and flip it later. Like, that's what he did. Like, he said one thing, she did it. She followed through with her boyfriend's request, and the boyfriend turned around and flipped the script on her. That's what a lot of people do, Sunnies, and those are not safe people. You can have an outstanding life without chasing waterfalls. Because God is outstanding. God wants you to have an outstanding life. You deserve to have an outstanding life. He did not put you on this earth to make you feel like you should be miserable or angry or bitter or resentful. No, he put you on this earth because he wants you to succeed. He wants you to do well. He wants you to resist the devil's temptation. And the devil uses, you know what the devil's temptations are? The things you like. The things you enjoy. That's what the devil's temptation is. So he'll wave that in front of you and see how you're going to react. And if you give in to the temptation, he's going to flip that script on you. But I God is outstanding. Let me tell you something. Outstanding. God is so outstanding. Yeah. God, you hold me down. Let me tell you how he makes me feel. Exciting. He's so exciting. Yes. He makes me want to shout. It's my little verse. God, your word is sweeter now. I praise you every day. I know that you love me right in a special way. Let me tell you how God makes me feel. God lights my fire. God lights my fire. I feel alive. I feel alive. God lights my fire. He lights my fire. He's so divine. God is divine. God lights my fire. And because I have that spark in me, it's like nobody's going to dim my light. No one's going to make me question anything anymore. I'm telling y'all, like, I'm not going back. And I don't want you to go back either, Sunnies. Don't get tempted with the devil. Slow and steady wins the race. Remember, you can have an outstanding life without the waterfalls. And that's Sunny vibes, Sunny vibes, Sunny vibes, Sunny vibes. Be beaming like your community. Spread love, light, and positivity. Pay it forward with a random act of kindness. Stay humble, stay grateful, stay prayed up. Sunnies, it is a spiritual warfare out here. Make sure you have the whole armor of the king on. And when I say armor, I mean protect yourself in every way, okay? Yeah, and know your status. Go check out of the Closet on magazine and know your status. All right, love you, Sunnies. Until next time.